Hey folks, I'm Mike. Do you hate ads? I hate ads. You know what I like? Patreon.com/Inkdependence. It keeps this blog ad-free. Hello folks and welcome to Inkdependence.com. Today I want to take a look at really a notebook system instead of just a particular product. So this is a notebook that I've had for a little while. This is from Staples. It's the Staples Arc system. So what these are going to be today are disc-bound systems, and that means that they come with these discs. So sometimes you have spiral bound or glue bound or whatever, perfect bindings, all kinds of bindings and such. This one is, they're on discs. So the way it works is you have these discs. This is called the Arc, by the way, from Staples. And these little discs have a sort of a ridge on the inside there. And then each piece of paper is sort of perforated like this. And the advantage to these systems is that you can remove this paper really easily. Has these little notches and stuff, and you just put them back in. So if you want to rearrange your notes, it's totally doable. The other thing these all have in common is they have these sort of like flexible plastic covers. Like that seems to be pretty common in the Arc world. But I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's just because it's very durable or whatever. But you can also, these are also punched, so you can take these off if you wanted to. They also come with, you can find them with leather covers and all kinds of things. But these are sort of the baseline for Arcs. So, or I guess I should say for disc bounds. So here's the Staples version. Got on my way here, a little little desk pen. And these pages are pretty nice. So this is all fountain pen friendly. These are all reviews that I wrote in here a while ago for different kinds of pens. So like this is actually some philosophy notes I was making here, like stuff maybe to talk about in a class. This is about the Aurora Kappa. I did this one quite a while ago. Of course, that's written with the Kappa, no show through even. This is the Diplomat Excellence A, which I love this pen. I was sad to give it away. It was kind of tough, but no real show through here. A couple of little dots showing through, but nothing much. This paper is fountain pen friendly for sure. It's also got a nice setup with sort of a title and a date spot, and then a bunch of ruled lines. You can get these in different formats and that kind of jazz. So that's the Staples version, and these go for about $5. You can actually find these in all price ranges because there are a bunch of different kinds of covers. They go up to like 30, I guess, ish for the for like leather covers, executive stuff, things like that. And then this one was loaned to me by my friend Sandra. So thank you very much, Sandra, for loaning this out to me. Actually, the next two are loaned by her. She had a couple of these, and I thought it would be worthwhile to show them, and she hooked me up with some of these. So I'm going to give these back. I'm not keeping them. These are just for show. Again, same kind of cover. This is the Tool from Office Depot. Office Depot has some good stuffs in this Tool line. I've got some pens from the Tool line. They were rollerballs. They didn't work all that well, but this is a pretty nice cover. You can see the discs are a comparable size to the Arc. We'll get to more on that disc system here in just a little bit. Inside, it's got all kinds of information about the Tool system, which is kind of cool. They have these little inserts, like you can use this for Post-its. This is like for a ruler, and there's insert pages for different sections and that kind of thing. Staples does the same jam. They've got different kinds of papers, just like refills and stuff you can get, all that sort of thing. And they have discs of different sizes, as it says here. So 1 inch, 1.5, and 2 inch discs. These are, I actually don't know, so let's see. These are 0.8408. Yeah, 0.8485 inches, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure what that means then. That's kind of weird, but whatever. You have a pretty nice sized disc here, and it looks like it can hold a fair amount of paper. I actually don't know how many pieces of paper are in this thing, but a fair number. And it's fairly thick paper. Another thing about these is the stores that I was finding these in are not particularly forthcoming with what kind of paper they're using. So here's a whole bunch of writing on this. This is some samples that Sandra did, and I'm gonna use these because I want to write in her notebook if I can help it. And she did this very helpful thing. So she told me what nib she was using, what inks she was using. No, I take that back. What nibs and pens she was using, not inks, but pretty darn good array of different sizes and stuff. We've got everything from, this is a Sailor Pro Gear Music, which is, I didn't even know she had one of those. That's really nice. We got a Lamy 2000. We got a Woodshed Broad. That's a Yovo Broad nib, number 6. Franklin Christoph Model 45 FCI. So this is a fine cursive italic. This is a number 5 nib from Yovo. This is a 21K Sailor Pro Gear. The TWSBI Eco up here in medium. And all of these work really well. You'll see on the other side of the page, like there's a couple little places where it came through. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, that was the music nib. So you get like this little smudge. That's the extent of the music nib damage to this page. So go ahead and stand up here, Beta Ray Bill. So this is also, again, pretty fountain pen friendly. It's got a little tool logo down here in the very bottom corner. And then it's got dates and titles and that sort of jam up here on the pages. And then thirdly, and these in letter size, which is what this is actually the letter, the paper only goes to about here. It's just got extra space over here, overhang. I like that there's some overhang on a notebook. That way it doesn't like you don't have the edge of the paper up against, the bag or whatever you've got it in. But these are about $10 with rings and paper and all that jazz. So again, very moderately priced. Same as with the Staples product. These come in a variety of sizes as well. I just happen to get the smaller one. This is a good size for me, actually. All right, and then a slightly fancier one, in some senses, is this Levinger one. This is the Levingers Circus system. It looks like maybe the cover has taken a little bit of damage. Got a little missing corner up here. This is Sandra's as well. I've never had a problem with my plastic covers. This has gone in and out of bags and that kind of thing. I used to take it to meetings, that kind of jam. So the fact that this has a broken corner leads me to think that maybe this plastic is a little bit too fragile, perhaps. This one has taken just no damage. It looked brand new, right? Inside here, you have this nice cover. This is called the confetti cover. It's a style they have for these Levingers Circus. And they have a lot of different styles of paper in these. So this is sort of a meeting setup, I believe. Yeah, this is called annotation ruled, which is pretty interesting ruling, actually. You've got this nice big blank space over here for miscellaneous notes or Post-its or I don't know, whatever you do with this blank section. Then you have a title and you have like a date area. I mean, you could use it for other things, but that's what they look like to me. And then you have a ruled section through here. So this is good for meeting notes and all kinds of different organizational type things. And you can see the paper is actually pretty good on this one too. There's a couple little dots. One here. Well, maybe just the one, actually. A little bit of transfer over here from the Sailor Pro Gear's 21K music nib. So there's a little bit of, it takes a little bit longer to dry on here. This paper feels pretty good. It's a little bit lighter, perhaps, than the other papers, which feel about like... I mean, it's hard to say without actually having information on the thing, but it feels like they're about 60 pounds. This might be a little bit less. And as you can see, it has the same kind of disc system. It's worth noting, however, that these discs are smaller than the other two. Much smaller disc, so that's got some pros and cons. One is it's not going to hold as much paper because it starts to get unwieldy the closer you get to the edge going around on this disc. But on the other hand, if you're putting it into a briefcase or a bag or something, you'll have less stuff to catch. I had the only complaint I have about this disc-bound notebook is that there was a while there where I was taking it in and out of bags, and I would put it in a bag like this, straight down in, and then when I was taking it out, this would catch on everything as it came by the side. So I had like a little pocket, and it was just catching on everything, and that was like kind of annoying, but that's the only minor annoyance. So the catch with the Levinger one, though, is that these start in the letter size at $32. Whoa, I mean, like the tool one is pretty much the same, just with bigger rings and slightly less hefty paper, although this is still pretty good paper, at like $10. So is this 3 times better? Not to me. No, it's not. So you've got a lot of options with these disc-bound systems, and I think one thing to know about all of these is that these systems all seem interchangeable. So this is a piece of paper from the ARC setup in my Staples, and I was surprised that it fits perfectly on both the Office Depot and also on the Levinger. So these are all using the same like disc system, just various sizes and paper configurations and that kind of thing. But I mean, the paper is all more or less the same. All of them are fine for fountain pen use, and so they're going to be fine for everything else as well. They seem to have enough of a feeling to them that you could use pencil on them if you wanted. I don't do pencil, but you could. What this tells me, though, is that the thing you ought to do, I think, is just skip this whole setup altogether and get yourself one of the hole punchers. So you can buy hole punchers, and they cost between like 30 and $50 from what I've seen. Maybe you can find them cheaper, but those are what I just found on like Office Depot and Staples. And you can buy a hole punch that will make these little disc-bound holes, and then you can use whatever you want. So if you want to use, I mean, don't use Tomoe River. I wouldn't say it's too thin. You'd have to put some kind of reinforcement on the edge or just fly away. But whatever else you wanted to put in these things, you could just use your favorite paper. Get yourself a ream of like good paper, some like bamboo paper, some sugarcane paper, wheat bagasse paper, whatever you want. There's some Japanese papers you can get in reams. It's really nice and it has a good weight to it. 32 pound HP, whatever the thing is you like. You could just get these discs, and these discs are also mad cheap. The tool rings, which are these nice black ones, these are just as good as the Arc and the Levenger, I think. I think it'll better than Levenger because these are too small, I think. But you can get these for a 12-pack for $3.79. So for the cost of a hole punch and a set of rings, that's what this costs. So... and then you can make them as many as you want. You're never going to run out of paper. You don't have to buy their particular refills. You won't have their rulings or whatever if that's what you're really into. But presumably you could print this. You could get some paper from my buddy Dave over at Blank Slate and like take those out of the glue top and just, put them in rings. So look, there are a lot of options with these ring-bound ones, but they're all gonna fit together. So you're not locked into a particular system. You can go get yourself some rings and a hole punch. Sandra has a hole punch. I decided I didn't need to show it to you because it looks like a hole punch. It's just got these little like mushroom shapes like this instead of just round holes. And that's all there is to it. It's not a terribly complicated system, but I think it is good. It's better than spirals for me because I like to be able to take pages out and rearrange them or just like, oh, that was stupid. Just take it out and throw it away. That keeps me using a notebook instead of being like paralyzed by like, oh no, what do I put in this notebook? Well, whatever the heck you want, because you can just take it out if you don't like it. So anyway, there you go. That's been Levingers Circa, the tool system, and the Staples Arc system, all of which are interchangeable because the paper fits in all of them. And that's it. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.